In the last video you would have seen that I had to repaint the shell of the BMW E36 as I had some problems with the paint not hardening properly. In this video the paint's all cured out. I've managed to sand and polish some of the panels on the car, and I've even managed to underbody seal the arches and start fitting up some of the panels. So make sure you stay tuned to check out this video to see the progress on the E36 track car build. One of the things that I've been desperate to do on the car is get all the underneath all sealed. Obviously you can use wax seal. I've got underbody sealant. So whilst I'm just carrying on with some of the sanding bits on the car, I thought let's get all of this cleaned off underneath and then let's get all this protected. So I'm going to actually pass this over to Jasmine, who's filming. She's going to be cracking on with this whilst I machine polish the car. So all in here is like really dirty and stuff, and obviously I've had that rust done on that side by Corley at Lagjander. So you basically just want to keep it protected as best as I possibly can. So this is one of the best things that I'll be using for it. So yeah, Jasmine will get all this cleaned off and then we'll get it sealed up with this stuff. Luckily, I didn't have to get my hands too dirty on this one. Jasmine lent a hand in cleaning down all of the wheel arches to get all of the mud and all of the crap out. This car has not been cleaned properly in a couple of years. It's been set up and there was a lot of stuff inside the arches which needed to be cleaned off. Once it was all cleaned, it was dried properly, ready to paint with the Tetrasil underbody sealant. It needed to be completely clean and completely dry before this was applied. Otherwise, the uses and the benefits of the Tetra body seal would be completely void. You might be thinking to yourself, there's a lot bigger things that we need to do on this car first, which you are definitely correct. But I thought whilst we're in this position of the build, we might as well get it done. And then once it's done, we can concentrate on the suspension parts. But that'll be a long way down the line, as there's still a lot more to go on this car. The first wheel arch is all done, so Jasmine's cleaned it all down. I think there has been wax or something been put on there before, but we're just going to top it up because now it's all cleaned up. You can see where it's all black, which I'm pretty sure that is the underbody sealant wax oil, which is good to be fair, because that means we don't have to go too mad with the back. I'm pretty sure the front hasn't been done, so that's all clean. We'll let it dry, we'll mask off all the brakes and stuff, and then we'll do the couple of coats on that. So Jasmine's just doing this on this side, so it's making a lot of mess. Apparently there's a lot of mud in this side, which probably would appear to be right because this section was in a hedge at one point in its life. I'll put a clip of that. But yeah, how's it going, Jasmine? You don't like it? Why not? It's a messy job, isn't it, to be fair? But yeah, so that's that part. We'll get the second part all cleaned up, get it all dried, and then we'll try and get a couple of coats of underbody sealant on it today. Isn't that right, Jasmine? Not really, I prefer being one on the camera, to be fair. Just get some nice shots quick. So the car, well, the back end's all done. Start again. Your back end's all done. So I've lubed up Jasmine's back end. Right, it's good. Right, so Jasmine's done the back end of the car. She's gone round it with the... Right, so Jasmine's done the back end of the car. So Jasmine's done all the rear wheel arches, cleaned it all, and she's gone around it with the wax all stuff, or the Tetrasil underbody sealant. It's a bit of a nightmare to spray, so we was having issues with spraying it. Because the back's already been wax oiled, we've only done one layer on the back, and we'll do two on the front. But yeah, we'll get it all fitted up now because tomorrow we'll crack on with the front. Just in case you're wondering, as after editing this video we realised that there wasn't much content on underbody sealing the car, we've done 2 layers of the underbody sealant in the arches, and we made sure that we covered all of the components. The suspension components and that didn't matter too much, as obviously they're going to be replaced at some other point, but we covered as much as we possibly could, and then we sprayed it all, left it for about a half hour, and then re-coated it just so it had a decent amount of coats in there. Obviously I'll be using this car all throughout winter, so it needs to be protected, and obviously we live down by the coast, so we're exposed to the beach and the sand and all that sort of stuff, and the roads will be heavily salted and gritted very, very soon, so as much protection on this car as we possibly can would be ideal. So the quarters have now been painted, they've been sanded. Now I'm just machine polishing it. So I've got that side to do. I've just done this side, and it's actually looking really good. Almost too good to the point now where there's a slight colour difference between the quarter and the door, which is an absolute nightmare. Bear in mind, I actually didn't have the wall pad to machine polish this door, so I haven't gone around it properly, but I've tested a panel or a section up here. But as you see, I don't know if it picks up on camera, but there's a very slight difference. This is almost a bit darker, a bit deeper. And yeah, now that looks kind of dull, so I've still got to machine polish these, to be fair. So like I said, my other wall pad sort of disintegrated when I was getting around to this side, so I didn't do it properly, which is a bit annoying. And I need to sort out this, because basically I went to etch prime in here, but because I didn't sand in it, it sort of reacted with the paint that was underneath, because obviously the paintwork wasn't fully cured. So what I'm going to do is just clean all this off and just leave it, so I'm not going to bother doing that. But that actually looks really good. It's probably the best part on the car now, which is a bit annoying, to be fair, because like I said, it's going to look different compared to the rest. So I'm just going to start sanding this piece, and then that will, I'm not sanding, start polishing this piece. I've got new polishing heads. I've got the Koch Chemi polishing heads. I had a couple of bits ordered from Slim's the other day, to be fair, which come yesterday. So these are the pads I'm using, which are actually really good. And I've got a couple of other bits. I've got some smaller heads as well to do some of the more intricate areas, and I've also got a pad, a smaller 70mm or 75mm backing plate as well, just to get to the bumpers and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to crack on, get all this polished, and then we can look at getting it fitted up properly. Whilst I am machine polishing the back quarters, Jasmine's going to crack on and get the front end finished. So I've whipped up all of the wheels, I've jacked it up. We're testing Corley's new sill, so hoping, fingers crossed, that it's going to be good enough. So I've got the axle stand on the new sill that has all been welded up. So Corley, if you're watching, if there's any problems, it's on you, my boy. But it all seems good so far. We've got a couple of issues. If you kind of have a look, not a couple of issues, but a couple of issues that I've had in the past. So all of this has been replaced in here, which I'll chuck over some overlay shots in there just so you can see that. So all of this was like perish, it was all rusted out. All of this was weak and stuff, so that's all been done now by Luke up at R&R, who was doing some bits for Charlie back in the day. But yeah, I'm going to crack on polishing the car whilst Jasmine finishes off getting all this cleaned up, and then getting all the under seal treatment on. And then what we finally start doing is getting all the front end fitted up, which I'm really looking forward to. We've got good weather today, so we might as well make the most of it whilst it's here. So I've started polishing the back quarter. Admittedly, that is definitely a lot shinier compared to that side. I'm not going to go too mad with machine polishing it, because there's still a couple of runs and stuff that I need to take out from the back quarter, and obviously I'll be taking all of this off to put back on it. So I'll concentrate on the detailing part more towards the end, but I'm getting a little bit carried away because I'm starting to see results. So but yeah, I'll leave it for that as at a minute. I've taped up all of the areas that I need to cover. I've just gone a little bit overkill on it. I haven't taped up the springs and stuff because there's just no point, because it's all getting replaced anyway. So if it gets a little bit of touch seal on it, it's not really going to matter. It's just a case of like getting stuff like this protected that's been sorted out, because obviously that was all rusted in the past, and just getting everything else all protected. But as you can see, I think in the past it has all been done. The same with the back. There's definitely some wax oil or something on there, which is quite a good job. So we'll just basically top it up, but we'll stick 2 coats on that side. Jasmine's just been cleaning up the 140i because it was covered in bird poo, because it's been sat out here for ages. Hopefully by the time that we put this video out, you'll actually have an opportunity to win this car. And not only will you be able to win this car, you'll also win a Nürburgring trip included in with it. So obviously the idea with this one is to get it up to some sort of standard like that, where we can get it ready for the Nürburgring. And the idea with this one is to get it raffled on victory, where you can win the car and win a trip to the Nürburgring for literally like £9.95. So make sure you click that link down below. All the information will be in the description down below. And if you use code CARSandCuppers10, you'll get 10% off. So you'll be able to win this, a Nürburgring trip, or you can take the cash alternative, which I believe is around £12,000. So That is the car there. You've probably seen it a few times before. I've taken this to Germany before and done a couple of laps on the Nürburgring, which I'll include some footage now. But other than that, make sure you click that link down below, grab some tickets, and we'll be hopefully seeing one of you win this car very, very soon. Back onto the car that I won't be raffling. Jasmine began to lay 2 layers of underbody sealant inside the arches. As you can see, we masked up as much areas as we possibly could, and I didn't want sealant all over the freshly painted panels on the car, especially after spending so long on it. But hopefully now the car is fully protected from rust. So we can tick off the underbody sealant in the arches now. So the back's done, the front's done. Jasmine's done a really good job. We're not bothered about any stuff like this because obviously it's all going to be replaced at some point, but all of the actual insides of it, it's looking really, really good, so it should keep it protected. I've got the arch liners as well, so they'll go, when it comes around to fitting up, we'll put them in, and obviously that'll keep it protected from all the crap anyway. But it's just nice to have something on there, considering obviously spent the money getting the rust done. So it's just worth getting it all protected. What we're going to do now is get this all fitted back up, and then I'm going to crack on and get the front fitted. I'm going to take off the doors because I need to sand down all the door shuts and get them polished up, because obviously the paintwork on the door shuts is the same as the quarters, but I don't want to have to go through the same process what I've done on the quarters. So we'll get the doors off, get them sanded, get them polished, get the front end fitted, and then we'll hopefully get the doors back on today, and that'll be pretty much the car nearly all fitted up loosely anyway. So the difference now is night and day. Not only does it look better, it's also now protected. Obviously these old cars suffer from rust, so to have a bit of protection in there is key. Now that's all done, let's get this front end fitted and let's get this car looking like an actual car. So now all of the arches are done, I'm going to fit up the front end. So probably what I'm going to do is start with the bonnet, because that was one of the last things we took off, and then work my way down to do the bumpers, the grille, the lights and all that sort of stuff, and hopefully get the wings on. I need to take the doors off because obviously I need to give them all a sand down and polish. But I thought, we've got all the stuff out, let's see if we can get the front end fitted up, and then we'll see what it looks like when it's all done. Bosh. So fitted up part of the front end, had a couple of issues because some idiot decided to take all this apart and not put anything in bags, so we don't have a clue about it whatsoever. We've got loads of screws and bits down there, no idea what any of it's for. I have test fitted this ages ago, but again, I didn't bag it up and I didn't fit it properly. So there might be a couple of areas where we need to replace. We put some nuts and washers in some of the lights and stuff. This is not fitted properly, but we just basically want to get it fitted up to get an idea on what it's like. All the lights in that work, which is cool. We've decided to go with the orange reflector indicators. I've got another spare set of lights which has got clears on that side, but I think we'll go for the orange. Issue we've had with a bumper, this ain't fitted up yet, we've only clipped it into the sides. There's a massive gap here, so we don't know how to get this straight. Like, do we almost have to like self tap it up in or something like that maybe? But at the minute, obviously it's not fitted properly anyway, but there's going to be a massive gap, which is not going to be ideal. I've started to polish this a little bit whilst I was waiting earlier, whilst we was on a bit of a lunch break, so it's going to look really nice when it's all done, but it's just figuring out how to make sure there's no massive gap in between the body panel. But we're going to get the wings on, and then we'll see what this looks like fitted up properly once the wings are on. So this is the warning triangle, I think, from the M140. So me and Felix decided to take it out in the snow back in November, and it had no fuel in it. We got caught in a bit of traffic on the way to the fuel station, so we was like, right, we'll try and find another fuel station, but it had no fuel in it whatsoever. And then we got caught with no fuel. It ran out of fuel completely, and I had to run over, buy a fuel can and buy some fuel. So Felix was out with the warning triangle, and like I said, I'm pretty sure this is one from that car. You want to say hello to the people on YouTube? Come here. Come here. A little sight dog, little apprentice. What's on earth? What's this? Hey? No eating it. Do you want to charge? Can you have this or no? Yeah. Want this one? Oh. What's this? What's this? What's this? Up here. Some up here. Oh yes. A tail waggling. Oh, big kisses. Oh yes. That's enough golden retriever content, let's get back to the car. Next piece of the puzzle was fitting up the wings. You remember back in the day, the old wings that I had on the car were completely rusted out at the bottom, so it meant I needed to buy some brand new wings. Because they're brand new, it meant that painting it was really easy. There was no prep work at all, which was ideal. When it come under fitting it, because they wasn't from BMW Direct, they were sort of aftermarket wings, it didn't fit 100%, but it was definitely better than what it was. In this next clip, you see me fitting up the two driver's side doors. We took the doors off as I wanted to sand down and polish the door shuts, because obviously we had a problem with the paintwork on the shell, which I didn't actually end up repainting the door shuts. I just thought I'd try and sand it down and paint and polish it as best as I could, but it didn't actually work. So taking off the doors and fitting them back up was pretty pointless. But that was the last piece of the car. Let me give you an update on what's next. Show them what we've been up to, shall we? Right. So we took the doors back off because I wanted to try and sand down and polish these door shuts, but hasn't really gone to plan, to be fair, so it's a waste of time. But the doors are back on. Need to get them lined up properly at some point soon, but it's starting to take shape now. A lot of polishing and that. What are you doing? Taking some stuff for the gram, is it? Starting to take shape now, to be fair, so it's starting to look really, really good. Front end's test fitted up. Still got the warning triangle in the engine bay, but it is what it is. And then the wings are slightly on, but all this needs to be polished down properly. As you see, it's looking really dull. But it's actually starting to look like a car now, which is good. Just got all of this mess to pack up. Oh, look at that. So it should look good when it's all done properly. We need to get some new struts for the bonnet, because the old ones are buggered, and then need to try and get all of the windows and that done properly, and also get some front windows. For this one, I think we're going to go with the perspex sliding ones just to make it a bit track spec, and then the backs will just go normal glass. I don't know why I'm pointing up to the sky, but yeah, that's that wrapped up for today. Let's get packed up, call it a day, and we'll see what's next on the list.